Thank you, Joe, and thank you for that kind, warm round of applause. It's a real privilege to be here as part of this important event today, and at such an inspiring venue, a venue that was transformed previously from a derelict site into the thriving neighbourhood that it is today. And that's all because of the Coin Street community builders and their use of cooperatives. It's a great example of working people taking their future in their own hands. And it's great to know that income from events like today is ploughed into their community work, enabling them to organise local events and festivals, providing childcare, training and employment opportunities to help residents into work, and to develop programmes to support young people, families and older residents. So I want to begin today by saying a personal thank you to the Coin Street community builders for providing both a great venue and a great source of inspiration. Although I hope they're not going to be doing too much building during this speech, we'll see. I also want to take this opportunity to say a big thank you to all of those of you who stood as or campaigned for Labour and cooperative candidates on May the 3rd. You are the backbone of our party and proof that cooperative politics work, not just in principle, but in practice. It's because of you that today's cooperative party can claim both a record number of Labour Party and cooperative councillors and control of local authorities all the way from Preston to Plymouth. And it's because of the commitment, not just of the people in the room here today, but people like you up and down the country, that the Cooperative Party is both delivering in government and leading the way in the development of new ideas. Ideas like those articulated in Ownership Matters and six steps to build community wealth don't just tell us what we should be aspiring to, but give us a clear idea of how we should get there. So thank you to Anna Burley and all of those who've been involved in developing modern cooperative policies. Your work has never been more necessary. Now, almost 2 years have passed since the EU referendum, and in that time, millions of hours and column inches have been spent debating both its causes and its consequences. For the first year, it seemed that not a day went by without some commentator or academic offering their unifying theory as to exactly what happened and why. Whilst for the last year, the debate has been characterised more by concerns and conspiracies relating to the influence of the media. But the truth is that in June 2016, 17.4 million people voted to leave the European Union. And each of them did so for a combination of reasons and conditions unique to themselves and unique to that time. And any desire to find a single common answer by you, me, or anybody else will nearly always result in either frustration or oversimplification. That said, I do believe that one phrase had particular significance, that of taking back control. This phrase didn't just resonate with those people who voted to leave, it also voted with millions of people who voted to remain. And the reason it did was less to do with our membership of the European Union than it was the resentment people feel towards the economic and political status quo. A status quo that is in part a product of a political conversation that distills everything into a false choice between either empowering the individual or centralising the state. And in doing so, ignores the fact that many of the political solutions we need lie at the community level, and that the full potential of our society can only be achieved through putting working people at the heart of decision making and giving everyone a voice. With that in mind, I believe that the time for political solutions built around organisations and unions, societies and institutions, mutuals and cooperatives, around the common good and the reconciliation of estranged interests, around the places we live and a politics that represents those places, and more than anything else, around working people leading themselves and delivering their own solutions. But to do this, we must learn from the origins both of the Labour Party and the Co-operative Party and make systemic changes so deep-rooted and resilient that they cannot easily be reversed by the Tories. Last year's Labour Party manifesto offered much in its pledge to bring utilities and infrastructure back into public ownership. But I believe that if the next Labour government is to be truly radical, it must accept that whilst nationalisation changes ownership, it does not necessarily optimise the way that organisations are governed. We need to do more to put working people back at the heart of our economy and our democracy. This will in part come through the adoption of cooperative principles and values, but it can also come through regional devolution. Regional devolution and cooperative principles go hand in hand. Both are concerned with putting power into the hands of the people and ensuring that their voices are heard. When we get devolution right, it offers a fair of governing, and one where working people have a stake in the services that they rely upon. When I stood to be the mayor of the Sheffield City region and the decision, but I did it because I saw it as a perfect opportunity to do three things. First, to produce a policy programme called Community, putting our party's principles and values at the heart of my electoral offer. Second, to show in practice how those principles and values can offer a new, more radical approach to promoting prosperity and to delivering public services. And third, to demonstrate how cooperatism and regional devolution were two sides of the same coin. My vision, informed in part by 25 years of Cooperative Party membership, was clear. I wanted to put local people at the heart of everything I did. And now that I've been elected, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, to improve the way that public services are delivered, I will support both new not-for-profit cooperative bus services, offering a greater voice for passengers and staff in decision-making, and I will support the development of cooperative housing schemes, offering affordable, accessible housing options so that everyone has a place that they can call home. And to develop a stronger, more cooperative economy, I will establish a new employers' charter, encouraging employers of all sizes to adopt ethical values and business practices. I will support new cooperative startups as well as helping the existing ones to grow. And I will work with the South Yorkshire Credit Union and the Sheffield Credit Union to ensure that every resident of our region has access to fair rates of borrowing if they need it. And all of this work, and much more besides, will be informed by a new cooperatives advisory panel, which will be set up in the coming weeks. I'm looking forward to working with our own Gerald Barrett and others in making this happen. And it will help me, as the mayor, to follow the example of our Labour and cooperative councillors in Witney, Oxford, who put the needs of their community ahead of private bus profits by starting a people's bus service. The Castle Community Bank in Edinburgh, owned by its members and providing inclusive, sustainable and ethical banking. And the Mayor of London, my old boss, Sadiq, who has championed the potential of community-led approaches to deliver genuinely affordable housing, with 2 sites for community land trusts announced, one here in Lambeth and one in Tower Hamlets. So in conclusion, let me say this. The Cooperative Party has been around for over 100 years. And much like working people of our country, its views have been listened to far too little. That needs to change. So, through both mutualism and devolution, we must put working people at the heart of our decision making. We must end the status quo with which so many people have become disenfranchised. And we must give working people the platform they need to ensure that their voices are heard. Let's work together to make it happen. Enjoy the conference. Thank you.